everybody. Glad to have everybody here. So let's go ahead and go down this list real quick. Everybody that's here, Dream on Wheels, glad to have you here tonight. For some reason, I'm not hearing there it is. Not hearing myself in the background. Dream on Wheels, Cindy, glad to have you here tonight. Mel and Eddie, wow, I haven't seen you guys in quite a while. And thanks for the add to the Amana page. I just approved that, so you should be good to go. TGIF, thanks for coming in. Spoiled Mama, I don't think I've met you before, so welcome to the live stream. And that's pretty much about it for right now. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is going to be travel destinations and where some of your favorites are. It doesn't have to be with just the RV community. There's also a group that is involved with the cruising industry and people that just fly around to different destinations. I'd kind of like to see in the comments if you go ahead and put in your favorite places or favorite destinations that you'd like to go to, or things that are on your bucket list for travel destinations. If you go ahead and put some of those in the comment section, that'll give me a kind of an idea of where we're going to be going. Also might have some guests that will show up in the live in different forms. I don't know why my watch is going off, but anyway, also I want to put in a plug for the Amana Meetup, a 2022 meetup. Is going to be from August 12th through the 14th. So if you are interested in that, it gives you the number to make your reservations. And if you're also interested, I also make these beautiful signs that you can use for your camping pleasure, or just as decorations for your home. So if you're interested in one of those, all you have to do is send me an email, and that should be trickling across the bottom there. Send an email to threetailsrv@gmail.com. Let's go back and destinations to like. Good to have you here. Camper One, thank you for watching that drone video. If you haven't checked that out, that is of the Amana Park, and that was during the Tiffin rally. So there's probably $1 billion worth of rigs that were at that rally. It's kind of an interesting view of the park from a aerial view from the drone. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. Let's see. RV Grandma, glad to have you here. New Horizons, Susan, long time no see. Backroads Art Studios, Sherry, I am so glad that you're starting to feel better. Chuck Bennett, oh my goodness, that was my first work camping gig. It was with Mr. Bennett. He is a true friend, and thank you for showing up tonight. Want to do the Badlands. Badlands are awesome. Make sure you go to the well, I guess I should take that banner off, huh? Every time I do this, I remind myself of how hard it really is to do that. I love the Badlands. Badlands were awesome. You got to go to Wall if you're going to do that. You're going to see advertisement after advertisements for thousands of miles telling you to go to Wall Drug. Just happens to be the shirt that I have on today. Imagine that. Artscape, Lisa, good to see you here. Spoiled Mama says one of her favorite destinations is Canada. Outside of Canada is Cuba. Looking forward to going on in 22 Ontario. M22, Helping Hands group cruise this year. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, nothing like having a cough in the middle of talking. Let's see, Susan and Jim are talking about going to down the East Coast. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. That's good to hear. I'd really like to see you, Susan. I'd really like to meet you finally. Lisa says that she's driving and can't tag hello to everyone. Do what you got to do. Be safe while you're driving, Lisa. No, the Amanas does not have an age limit on the rigs. I've worked there for 2 years, going on number 3, so there is no limit on there at all. They don't discriminate against RVs or RV classes. At that particular park, it doesn't matter if you have a travel trailer conversion, or we've had horse trailers in there. We've had race car full rigs with like 2 race cars in it and a complete living area in the front of it. They don't care. It's just they don't care what it is, as long as you're self-contained. So there shouldn't be a problem. Yes, Sherry. Once I figure out what day that I'm actually leaving, because it's actually really cold heading your direction and going north, so I am still waiting to find out when it's going to start getting warmer. Yes, they have really big sites in Amana. It's like 120 feet long, so it shouldn't be a problem. Northwest Woods, good to see you tonight. Haven't talked to you in a while, and I'm sorry I'm missing a lot of the lives, but they've been keeping me really busy here at the Whistle Stop RV Resort here in Abilene, Texas. With the weather thawing and going from one extreme to the next. Hold on. With the weather going completely extremes, we have 80-degree heat one day, and then the next day we have it down to 12 degrees and going back and forth and back and forth. It's playing havoc on the water system here in the park, and I have been replacing countless numbers of them just to try and keep up so that people have water. Thank you, Susan. You got one of the first ones that I ever made, so thank you again for that. I do enjoy making those signs. I will be making them again. For anyone that's interested, you just send me an email, and it's going along the bottom. Hi, Daryl. Or Ron, Daryl. I don't think we've met before, but thank you for coming into the live. Northwest Woods. Everybody's welcoming everybody in. That's really nice. And I think I'm going to go over here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's almost to the point of being annoying now, that music. I thought it would be something else to listen to, and now I got to try and find out where that is. And we're going to just turn it off. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. At least in my head, I'm not listening to the same thing over and over again. Oh, like I said, everybody's saying hi back and forth. There's my friend Pam Delaney. I went and saw her in Arizona last week, and we went down to Tombstone, Arizona. I had a really good time. Thank you, Pam. Let me know if that pool boy position opens up. I've known Pam for 30 plus years. We served in the Navy together, so. Destinations Delight, welcome. So again, it's open. Thanks, Pam. She says it's open for me. Yeah. That's a running joke. I told her when I was down there that I would be her pool boy, so that's where that came from, Melanetti. She doesn't even own a pool, so that would be even better. Camper Gone One wants to know if I make signs like the t-shirts. I just love the t-shirt I bought from you. Oh, tell me which design it is, and I'm pretty sure I can hand carve that out with the router for you. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, and I'll give you a good deal on that there, Camper One. But you got to come see me at the meetup. Yes, me as a pool boy. That's awesome. So what we're talking about tonight is travel and destinations and where you're going to travel. Um, does anybody have a specific website that they use to do different travel destinations? That would be something that you could share with the group. I know some of the ones that I use are Google Maps is usually one of the big ones, and then go along your way, and you have the that we use along our way. We also use the what is that thing called? It's the main book that they send out through I can't even think of it now. I even wrote it down, and I can't think of the name of it. Um, they're getting ready to come to the park. Anyway, hold on a second. I'll go get it. The one that we usually use for RV type stuff is the Good Sam's travel book. Ours is a couple years older. It's from 2019, but I have it tabbed out to the different states that we frequent, and it makes it so much easier. You can just open it up to wherever state you're in or that your travel plans are, and you can tab it out, and it gives you ideas about different campgrounds that you can be utilized. You can also check that out on the web page where you can put in a zip code, and it will help you to do the same thing. It's just part of the Good Sam's membership. We use that one a lot. There's also a couple of websites. Let me see if I can pull up one that we use quite a bit to set up our different travel destinations. Road Trippers. Road Trippers Plus is another one that we use. And if you're interested in that, I do have a coupon code that you can use as an affiliate link that will help you with some of that. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to that web page, and we can take a look at it. Roadtrippers.com is one that I use quite a bit, and that's why I like to use it. So I am going to go ahead and share that real quick with you. Chrome tab, Road Trippers. So this is the one that I like to use. It's roadtrippers.com. You put in your starting point, you put on your ending point. So right now I'm in Abilene, Texas, and I'm going to just use this as and we'll go to, and we're going to go to Middle Amana, and this will give us our destination while it's looking it up. It gives you all of the route that you would take, which is pretty much the same route that we used to come down here. But then there's other things in here that you can pick, other attractions, and it will list all of the different attractions that are along the way. So if there's some points of interest that you might be interested in, let's go to State Historical Museum, and it gives you a rating for it. It gives you all that kind of information about the local touristy type stuff that you might want to see. It gives you prices, also gives you rankings, and gives you information along your route that you might be wanting to see. You can do it that way, or you can filter right in. And let's zoom in here. So if we go to the music hall, You can go right to it, and it gives you the Brinkstown Canal right there in Oklahoma City. So this might be something you might be interested in. It has 10 votes, gives you a ranking with it, gives you a history, also gives you reviews on that destination. So that's something that I thought was really interesting. So you can find some of those little quirky things that you might want to see along your route. So you can add those to the trip. You can so basically it'll just give you some extra things that you might want to see and do along the way. I know it says Chuck E. Cheese here, but I don't think Chuck E. Cheese is on my destination list. As soon as we go through, what is that, Kansas City, I think I'll stop and see Jerry and Sherry. So that's one of the tricks that I use. Let's see. Ford Man, shared your live stream. Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate that. Everybody's still saying hello. Is there a free site or annual membership? For that one, I think it is, you can use it for up to, I think, 5 trips. And then after that, they want you to pay for the membership. Let's hit the sign up button and find out. Let's see, create an account. I know I've used it like 5 or 6 times. I haven't used it in a while, so it may not let me do that. To be honest, I haven't used it enough that I use it all the time. We usually are in a location for extended period of time, like because I'm a work camper, and what a work camper does is we basically take care of the different needs through in a park. When Lori was still with me, she worked the front office, and I was one of the maintenance techs. I did lawn mowing and that type of stuff, so I only used it a couple times. But when I do use it, I find it very, very helpful. 17 in the house, only 10 thumbs up. Thank you, Mr. Ford Man, for that. Hello, traveling granny. Good to see you here tonight. I don't remember. I have no idea what you're talking about there. Is there any other travel sites that you use besides the couple that I've mentioned? Good Sam's always has a good resource. It's always good to check their website when you're traveling so that you can find your next place that you're going to be staying, whether it be a couple days or overnights. I know not everybody likes to boondock, and ooh, I apologize. This cough is getting to me tonight. Yes, Jerry, I'm going to stop and see you if we when I figure that out. Yes, I remember that one. Thank you. What are some dream destinations that you'd like to go to? I know there's a couple people already answered that, but I'd like to see that in the chat if so interested. There we go. Hey Chuck. All right. So I guess yes, camper goer one. I can make you a sign. You use Trip Bucket. I might have to check that one out. Thank you, Melanetti. Uh-oh. Let's see. Where was that? Trip bucket. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one real quick. So I will go ahead and share that one out. So what this looks like is that it is a bucket list type thing to do. What is on your bucket list? Use your trip bucket to achieve your dreams. This looks kind of interesting. Let's see what they got to say about Amana, Iowa. It's not even listed. Huh. This actually looks very helpful. I have actually. Oh, they're going to have reg again this year, supposedly. Well, let's go here. Wow, it also gives that information. Redemption. That's the city of shells that was made, and it also gives you a lot of description about where it's at in West Branch, Iowa, and a lot of the history. Oh, so it does a lot of the same thing. That looks really interesting. I may have to look into that one. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark that. Thank you, Nettie. I do appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and save that as a bookmark. If anybody else would like to check that out, that actually looks like a really good site. And I don't think there's a membership fee on it. Sign in or sign up. I guess we can find out here in just a quick second. It says login failed. I may have to look at that one on offline. But thank you for that, Nettie. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that one. Oh, I put the link out there if anybody's interested in coming up. That would be great. Dan Knapp. There's another one of Lori's best friends. I call her my sister too. That is her. That is her husband, and he can't ride a bike. Yeah, well, Ragbry's right there. Let's see. Niagara Falls, both New York side and Canada side. Yep, that's on definitely one of mine on my bucket list. Can't wait to get up to that corner of the world. Uh, Adventures in Xanadu, welcome. You only live 3 hours from there. I think that'd be a cool trip. Tumbleweed RV Life, hey, welcome. Iron Lady, HK. So we kind of talked about the bucket list type things that people are interested in doing, and if you would leave those in the comments, and if you haven't noticed on the ticker below, I haven't seen anybody do it yet, but go ahead and type in that key phrase right there. Think we need a caravan started to go to Niagara Falls. Are you going to lead the expedition there, Camper Gore One, or are you just going to let that happen? Well, I got an invite here. Somebody that came on, Ron Durrell, but he's not showing himself, so I'm not going to add him to it. Oh, there he is. You're getting an echo back there, buddy. An invite here. Somebody that came on. Whoa.
As much land as me and you raised on Paula's, I couldn't believe you didn't know me.
Oh, I didn't put the two together. That was the thing. Why is that overlay? There we go. So you made a trip up north yet? If you have, I missed you.
I've made it. Yeah, I haven't caught it when I blew through there one day and I was in a hurry and couldn't stop.
Oh, that's all right.
And then the weather's been crazy since then.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. So I said I've been doing nothing but water hydrants all over this park. It's been one crazy mess after another.
I would imagine so. I'm going to jump back down and let somebody else get up here, but I just had to jump up here and give you a hard time.
I appreciate that. And we'll talk to you again.
Have a good one there.
Yep, bye. Yes, crazy Texas weather. I've been known to say that I think that Mother Nature is going through menopause right now because she's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And that's been the theme, I think, for the whole year. So travel destinations, travel destinations and travel of what people are, what's on your bucket list is what the conversation of topic is tonight. If you would like to come up and be a part of the panel, I will go ahead and copy that into the chat. There you go. Just let me know. And we'll get you up here. And the people that are watching from Facebook, if you want to be a part of the panel, you're going to have to come over to the Facebook side, log in, and you can come up and be a part of the show tonight. A few hours away from me, and you haven't stopped by? How many times are we going to talk about seeing each other before we actually see each other there, Nettie? Nursing Art Travel Bug. What's up? This guy would say. Haven't seen them in a while. Huh. Maybe they'll get back. Linda. Are you going to try and make it out to Amana this year? I know you had talked about it. Camper One. I'm actually going to get to see your face. Oh my goodness. There you go.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I wear my shirt just for the occasion. It's kind of dark in here. This is my t-shirt that I ordered from you.
Oh,
what happens at the campground gets laughed about all year long.
That's so true. I that was one of my favorite designs because that's such a true statement.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you're still in Arizona?
Yeah, I live here. I'm here all the time. Through every dust storm, through every monsoon.
So can I ask where? Because I was just out there last week. I didn't even think.
I'm in Phoenix. I'm just right down the highway from Quartzsite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was where was I? Mesa?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. If I would have known,
I was there last weekend. We went down to Tombstone for the weekend. That's
oh, you did. Oh,
yes,
okay.
It was 2 hours to run over. I didn't think my friend would enjoy hanging out with a bunch of YouTubers, so I didn't go over to Quartzsite. I'm probably going to catch some hell for that one, but you got to do what you got to do. Right.
Yeah, I wish I would have known. I would have taken a drive out there. That would have been nice, Yeah. Being out in the desert is, The only thing I don't like about being out in the desert is that for one, it's windy, it's dusty, and then if you have a campfire, it's worse.
Oh,
So
I know.
yeah,
And that's Texas is pretty much the same way. It's
yeah,
when it rains, it's just a mess.
yeah,
And then we go through this thaw back and forth. And Adventures in Xanadu, I'm hearing you with that whole can't leave Texas because the gas is too damn expensive. Ooh, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
yeah, yeah. It's going up
So
around here too.
yeah, I took an interesting picture and got a lot of flack off of Facebook for taking a picture where the gas was $4.56, and that was at some little mom and pop's gas station in between Mesa and uh, anyway,
Yeah,
and people are just commenting like, "Oh, there's no way it's that expensive," and I'm like, between Mesa and Tombstone, I don't even know where it was. Just some
right.
little random thing.
Last month when I was with Kenny, when we were in Blythe, it was almost $5 a gallon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I heard in California it's even higher. So I don't. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. It's getting up there, but luckily I drove my Prius when I went to go pick up Kenny. I used my Prius, and then I was going to take the truck out to Quartzsite, but then the check engine light came on, and I was like, "Oops," you know. So, but I had that fixed, you know, since then. So it was only the solenoid that needed replacing. Um, but yeah, but we had a good time, and it was a lot easier on the gas with the Prius.
See, and I don't know if you heard the last live stream. I gave you a lot of props for taking care of Kenny, and I
Oh,
do
thank you,
appreciate everything that you did for him and that you
thank
do
you,
for the community. And
thank you,
it may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it sure did mean something to me. When you
thank
can
you.
help out somebody else, it's awesome, and I
Yeah,
do appreciate it.
yeah. Well, I told Kenny the next time he wants to come out here to let me know, and I'll take him a bunch of other places, you know, because you know I've been around here. Well, I used to live out here in the '80s too, so I know a lot of different places and, you know, things that he didn't get a chance to see just being out in Quartzsite. So, yeah. So next time.
Well, oh, I'm sure I'll be back. Pam's already bugging me about when I'm coming to visit her the next time. So
Uh-huh.
if
Yeah.
you don't come see me, I'll come find you. How about that?
Right, right. Well, I'm going to try to get up there because last year I wanted to come up to your meetup up last year, but I didn't get a chance to go because the brakes, I found out it was the caliper on the right brake that was making the grinding noise in my RV. So, but I'm kind of considering, like, I have a friend that I met, he come on my YouTube channel, and then I met him another way too as well. I won't disclose that, but anyhow, um uh we no, not we haven't met in person, but you know, he watched me on YouTube. But anyhow, so we've been chatting and stuff, and I thought about, because I have that camper shell that I have on my pickup truck, and I thought about maybe um building out a regular camper shell for,
And
I have a Dodge Dakota, you know, like what do they call it? It's not a 4-door, it's a 2-door, but it's like got the half cab in the back. So if I could build something light enough that had like a upper bunk or something that I could have contained in the truck without like sitting on the bed of the truck, or you know what I mean?
yep, I
That,
know exactly what you mean. And
and
I also have a Dakota that I pull behind the RV.
oh,
I have
you
a silver.
do?
I have a 2005, I do believe.
Dodge Dakota, yeah.
Hmm.
I like my little Dodge. Well, actually, it's my dad's. I got it from my dad. My dad had it brand new back in, I think, was it 2003. It only has like 51,000 miles. So yeah.
Mine's about 230,000 on mine, but a lot of
Oh
that is
wow.
towing.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I like my
That
little
adds up
Dakota.
fast.
Yeah.
And people are amazed. They're like, "Is that a four? You got a stick
Right.
shift, or is that an automatic? Or is that a stick?" And I'm like, "It's an automatic. You can flat tow that?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can."
I know I thought about that with my RV too, what I could tow, because I can't tow my Prius unless I tow it on a I have to lift the wheels up on the front because of the battery. I guess it's always engaged or whatever. So,
Okay, hold on, because we got somebody that's coming up that you might know.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Speaking of you two,
Right. I know that smiling face.
unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it to the Snow Mo rendezvous because I'm hoping I'm working by then. The original thought was to maybe fly down and kind of bunk up with somebody, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there, Mel. Or Nettie. Van City Adventures, welcome.
Hey, Van
How's it
City
going,
Adventures.
Kenny? I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks.
I know it. I was up on your panel the last time.
Yep, you were. And there's Tracy.
Hey, Tracy. Hey, Linda. Hey, Melnetty. Hey, the Iron Lady HK. Hey, Nursing Our Travel Bug.
You got good eyes, Kenny. I can't see who's coming in. So all I could do is wave. Even with glasses on, I can't see.
The Philippines. I've been to the Philippines like 15 times. Of course, being in the Navy, it's bound to happen. You see some other things.
Yeah.
Van City Adventures, yeah. I hear you with the gas prices, especially when you guys got it by the liter and we sell it by the gallon. So I'm sure that's going really crazy. Linda says that California's higher in gas taxes. Well, Washington State was pretty much that way when we left there, and it was pretty high. Eddie says, hi, Mr. Kenneth. Oh, yes. You had to bring that up.
I think I've seen that.
Well, leave it to Dan. Dan and I are a little twisted when we get together, and then you have a couple drinks with, add that onto it, and it becomes a very fun and interesting night. So, Kenneth, you getting excited about that cruise you're getting ready to go on?
Yes, I am. I am getting ready to get excited about the cruise, and I am also getting excited about the Helen, Georgia meetup here in just a couple of weeks.
Is there a website for that or a page that you can
It's
put a link for?
It's a Facebook group. It's in Magnificent Germany with Darian.
So if you can share that page and people can know about it, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's it's March the 11th through the 13th, actually. Some of us are getting there earlier, but
just didn't I give you mod access last time?
yeah, here's the actual event right here.
Well, while you're looking at that, I have been to Olongapo. I've been to Manila. So hopefully that'll answer your questions. I haven't figured that out because it is. Let me show you real quick, Natty. I'm going to move this around a minute. Ooh, there we go. I'm going to show you what the current temperature is in Amana, Iowa, and you're going to go, yeah, I can see why you want to wait. 34 degrees currently in Abilene.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Go ahead and mute her real quick, but let's see. Right there is the current temperatures in Cedar Rapids, which is 15 minutes away. That's where I actually grew up at. The current temperature is 30 degrees there. The low for tonight is a whopping 5 degrees. So I was planning on leaving out of here on Friday, and the high is 47 and the low is 29. I was going to stop up and see Jerry and Sherry in Kansas City at where they're going to be working at, and that temperature there is not much better. So I muted you. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm trying not to get there too soon so I don't freeze to death while I'm doing it.
That's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. It's colder than it is here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Not liking that thought.
No, at all. I mean, it's been cold here. I don't imagine going back up that way.
Right, right. Yeah. That's like Wisconsin cold.
Well, it's not much further difference. I mean, really.
Right, right.
Victoria,
Yeah.
Canada, good to have you here. Thank you, Kenneth, for putting that up there. I do greatly appreciate it. That is about the meetup that's coming up here in a couple weeks, I think Kenneth said.
Yeah, it's March the 11th through the 13th. There's supposedly more people that's going to be there there this year than there were last year. So
I know there's a lot of meetups that are going on this year. We got the Mojo Rendezvous, which is coming up at the end of April. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to attend because I'm either going to be working in one capacity or another. I would like to fly down for the weekend. We got that one. We've got the Amana Meetup, which I've talked about earlier, which is the one that I'm hosting in Amana. There's also going to be the Michigan Meetup, M22. If you want more information about that, you can contact, I do believe that's working with...
where are we staying?
Okay.
Kevin,
okay. And after that, I do believe that they're having a Branson one again this year, but I think that's going to be later in the fall.
That is actually going to be the Branson meetup. You want to contact either Blaine from Regular Creative Travel or Sherry from Sherry Awesome Sunsets. The meetup for that one is November the 7th through the 14th, I believe. It's going to be it's going to be a whole week this time.
See, RV Grandma says that she wants to go to Tri-Cities of Washington, where there's 33 heading down to 24. Ouch. Tri-City, Washington. That is going to be over on the dry side, if I remember correctly. That's on the other side of the pass. I was on the west side, where it was always greener. I miss Washington. I miss the forest and the change of stuff. It was always awesome.
Even Iowa's really green though, right?
Not right now. It's not. It's going to be. It's a lot like what it is in Texas, Arizona. It's the down part. It'll start changing and switching up here soon. It should be really green. It's usually really starting to green out in the first or second week of April, which happens to be usually the starting point of camping season. So we're right around the corner from that too.
Poor trees are freezing their leaves off.
Well, I actually got friends that say that there's daffodils coming up in Iowa, so that's usually a good sign of spring.
Yeah.
Just starting to peek through. So hopefully that will help out. 44 degrees and pouring down rain in Portland, Oregon. Well, that's just like Washington State on that side, you know. It's when it rains, that's liquid sunshine. At least that's what we used to call it.
I'm hoping to have my own meetup sometime this year. I don't know if it'll be this year, maybe next year.
Well, Kenneth, that's why I said start looking.
Well, I got Melnetti helping me out with that. And I've got some others helping me out with that as well because, like I said, the only campground that I have here, they won't take nothing over 30 feet long. And And some of them channels that I follow, they got 45 feet rigs. And I would rather, I want to be able to invite everyone to come, whatever they have to camp with, whether it be an RV, van, truck, whatever they have. And still be able to, without being so restricted, as to what happened with the Mayberry thing with me. Well, I'm getting a lot of feedback for some reason, or crack on something. Anyway, but yeah, I just won't be able. I still want to be able to follow the campground rules, whatever the ruling is. But yeah, I want to be able to invite everybody.
Cool. Adventures in Xanadu. Your great grandfather was a Iowa farmer. My grandparents were on one side they were dairy farmers, and on the other side they were in Kansas and did wheat harvest. So yes, I know all about the farm life. Liquid Sunshine, she liked that one. I will sure do that, Nettie. But I don't think I'm going south. I think I'm going to go north. Unless you guys are coming up this way. Super cold here in Michigan. Oh, frosty 17 degrees. Yow.
Oh. I can feel my fingers burning.
You should have been out there with me the other day when it was 20 degrees outside and I'm out there playing in water. That was, you were talking about cold. And I am fine with cold until my feet get cold. And my feet were frozen, so it took me 2 days to thaw out.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my RV, I have a bathtub, and I know they quit doing it, and I'm glad they did. But I still got my little 2 inches of water and sat in there and put my feet in the water.
Right?
Long enough for them to kind of thaw out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa telling us that it's a nice blistering 80 degrees in Florida.
In Florida.
Like, yeah, I don't think I need all that.
I picked up a 12-volt heating blanket, like brand new, at the Goodwill in Surprise, Arizona. And I bought this, before I left, I bought this little Jackery. It's just the small one. But I tell you what, between the Jackery and the heating blanket, it saved my butt because it was cold when Kenny and I were out there in the desert. Ooh, it was chilly out. And then with the rain, it made it even worse. Right, Kenny?
Yeah, that was the first time I got to experience rain in the desert and how cold it got. Of course, several people warned me about how it gets really cold at night in the desert.
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry. Glad to have you
Hey,
here, buddy.
Jerry. I had the pleasure and honor to get to meet Jerry last year in Branson. I got to meet Jerry and Sherry in person.
I saw him just a couple weeks ago.
They
stopped through as they were going north, so yep.
Yeah. Those are two fun couple to meet.
Yes, they are. Always a blast. Just don't bring the fireball.
Don't bring the fireball.
And if you want to hear that story, you're going to have to ask him. I'm not telling you. But I think Nettie knows the story too, because I think he's done that more than once. Jerry likes his fireball. Don't you, Jerry? Oh. So you got any other travel plans this year there, Kenneth?
Well, a good possibility. I don't know, but a good possibility I might be able to make it to the M22 meetup. I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to go to that one, Kenny.
You got to come to Amana.
What? I don't
If you're
know.
going that far north, you're going to drive right by me.
Well,
When
I actually got family. I got family, and I got cousins and stuff up there in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, and around that area.
So you know when Sherry says hide the fireball, there's something awry.
I'd fireball.
Hey Steve, how's it going? How you been?
Hey,
Haven't
Steve.
talked to you in a while.
So when was the Michigan meetup, Kenny? When was that? What was the date on that? Do you remember?
September the 22nd through
One a month for all summer, I think.
Okay.
September the 22nd through the 26th, I believe.
And when is your cruise?
My cruise is October the 15th through the 23rd.
Okay. Well, you got plenty of time. You can go to Amana and to Michigan. If I can get my RV up there, we'll get you in the doorway. You can sleep on the couch bed. You know.
Worst case scenario, you can sleep in my bed and I'll sleep on my sofa.
Yeah.
We'll get you figured out. No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure whatsoever.
But and then there's one coming up, a meetup coming up here in June with I don't know if y'all know Big Joe and Malia's World.
I don't.
Kenny gets around more than we do.
And they're good night, Nettie. And
Kenny, is there anyone that you don't know? You know everybody, it seems like.
He don't know this one.
Oh.
Sleeping, Daddy, leave me alone.
But yeah, Big Joe and Malia, they don't live too far from me, and they're having their meetup here. I think sometime in the first weekend June. The first weekend in June. It's happening the same time as the Oregon meetup.
Well, if you're going to the Mojo Crew Rendezvous in LA, put in Mojo or Mojo. Just put Mojo, Mojo, down in the comments so Jerry and Sherry have an idea of who's coming. Mr. Dan Knapp.
Hey, Dan.
How's the wife doing, Dan? Haven't seen you guys since October. Hopefully that scratch I put in the car is from the deer didn't really hurt the car too bad. It was a long story. We were all going out for an evening. Went out to get something to eat, and I ran into a deer. And she bounced. You could see on the side of the car where she bounced. Her butt hit, her front hit, and that was it.
Oh.
Didn't damage the car at all. So I got
Did
lucky.
Did she run off into the woods?
She wasn't laying back there, so I would assume so.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to do anything
Okay.
to that. Slow Mojo. When are the dates there, Jerry and Sherry? If you could put those down there, or possibly a link. I think Sherry's got access to it.
Bye, Jerry.
Oh, Jerry's logging off now.
He said that he's got to run bad internet.
Oh,
I'm assuming that means he must be.
That doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me at all. Yeah, it's the end of April. I know it's like the last week of April, but I'm not 100% sure. Last week in April. And if you look up slow mo Joe, I'd have to look it up. You can get it on the internet. There's a Facebook group that you can go to that explains all about all that other fun stuff about the meetup. If you look in the description box, you're going to find in the video there is a link to the Amana page. If you're not a member, become a member, and I'll get you on there and get you taken care of. I just posted the calendar of events for the Amana area down there. And if you haven't checked out the video, you can check out a drone flyover of the Tiffin rally that I did just this week. Is up there. So you can actually see how big that is. Yeah, we called it the $1 million or the $1 billion weekend because we had Tiffin.
Yeah.
The base price on those is like $250,000, and the place was packed with them.
I was like,
you can imagine.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat to see all those big rigs, all because somebody made a comment. Looks like they're all the same, and I'm like, because they are.
Yeah.
Sherry's going to go ahead and drop that link. That would be greatly appreciated.
Take some deep pockets to have things like that.
Yep. Badge in the house.
Hey, Badge.
Hey, Badge. How you doing?
How's it up north, eh?
Hey.
I know he hates it when I do that. There's the Facebook group. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit the link there, and that'll get you the Mojo information, the Mojo Crew Rendezvous. Hey, Badge, why don't you grab a hold of this link real quick? I haven't talked to you in a while, and I haven't seen you online, so go ahead and post that link up there for you if you want to come up. He's probably going to tell me he's got bad internet too, the Canadians, eh?
We was up on a panel together the other night on Mike Oxmall's panel.
Can you say that again? Real slow.
Mike?
What are you talking about there? Buddy?
Mike Oxmall.
Yes. A little slower. I think I got people.
I know what you're thinking, Aaron.
I'm going to get you one way or another. You know that, Kevin. Kenneth. See, we're almost at the 1 hour mark here. Steve is having a conversation. T-shirt weather. I'd like to know what T-shirt weather is up in Canada. It's got to be above 0. It's like 1 degree and Badge is out running around with a T-shirt on. And I'm down here playing in water. Just stupid. Have you ever tried to put a cap on the end of a live water where it's shooting out and because there's no way to turn it off? Yeah.
Oh no.
I was wet from head to toe. You can't see what you're doing because it's, not fun.
You all right, Dad?
We're probably sharing the same cold. Papa!
Aaron heard that over here, Dad. You got everything. These mics on these things pick up everything.
Yep. He's going to come sing. I'm just listening to him. All right. The man, the myth, the legend himself is now.
What's going on here, folks? Okay, here we go.
There he is.
Hey, Badge.
How you
Hey,
doing,
Dad.
guys?
Good.
I just
How you
I
doing?
just hooking up my I got this on the iPad, and we got the Wi-Fi now. We got a good Wi-Fi. So
A Wi-Fi? A Wi-Fi?
You got YouTube open, Badge?
I had something going on here. Just a minute. Let me turn this one. There we go.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You got YouTube open, Badge?
The Canadians
How come I
can't
got
teach
a
them nothing.
volume? Oh, that's why. You got to turn it up. There we go. How's that? It's all new to me,
You can fix the car, but you can't fix.
Yeah, he can work on
YouTube.
$1 billion piece of equipment, but
Exactly.
that little thing just kicks his butt.
You see that there? See the badge logo in the back? I spent 3 days trying to get that straight, right? So I even got somebody to do it backwards, right? So I could put it on there backwards, because when you're using the camera, the front camera, it would turn it around. But it doesn't do it on StreamYard. So it's kind of funny. But
Yep.
so what are you up there? What's this? I hear in the thumbnail that you're traveling. How can you travel? You got a job.
Who?
You.
I wasn't referring to me. I was referring to everybody else.
I'm thinking, how in the hell?
I know you don't have any travel plans because you're snowed in, but
how's he going to travel? He's working.
I'm always working. Always working.
You back up in Iowa?
No, I'm still in Texas. I'm
Texas?
waiting for the chill to be done before I go move.
You're in Texas. That's like being in Canada. You know that, eh?
Yeah.
I
80
think
degrees
it's
one
warmer
day and
here.
20 degrees the next.
Before you put the link up, it was +5 today, and the snow is melting.
+5.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
No wonder you're running around in a t-shirt.
Exactly. T-shirt.
Just remember to keep the pants on. You don't want to
I
scare
was
them.
going to get my shorts out there, but better not.
Everybody needs a badge, but
Yeah.
some parts of badge you just don't want to see.
Oh yeah. No. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Canada. Every day. I love Canada. But comes next September, I'm not going to like it very much. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why I went south, and I still got cold.
Exactly. And what I'm going to do is just like I told Paul, I'm going to make a snowball or a block of ice and put it on the bumper of my truck. And when it melts, I know I've gone far enough. So,
There you go.
But I'm going to stay away from Texas because it was warm and then it got cold. So I got to stay away from there.
And it'll be warm again this weekend. It'll be cold the next weekend. So
exactly.
I think Mother Nature's on menopause.
Yeah. But all the crap aside, though, I'm sure glad we're in the house this year, not the trailer, because I thought last year was bad. This would have been way worse. We had like 8 weeks of -35, so I don't think so.
I can't laugh at that because that's just too cold.
Well, -35 is to make it easy for the conversion. It's the same. So
still.
-30, -40 is -40. Don't matter what. If you're in Canada or Texas, it's the same. So it's all good.
Well, it ain't. If it's -40 in Texas, these people would shrivel up and die. They went the other day. They were talking about a snowstorm, and I went to go get bread. Nada. And I'm like, wait a minute. Go to the meat counter. They've got hamburger, but chicken.
You wanted
legs or
legs
or wings.
I get away with murder most of the time, and it's kind of funny, because most people don't even find out half the stuff I do. But Paula, she says the ambulance won't start. I says, yeah, I'll plug it in, give it a couple of days, it'll start up. And she says, well, I got it going. I says, good. Now you jump in that sucker and you put it in gear and don't stop and don't turn it off until the snow melts off the bumper. She did. She drove it right to Salt Lake City. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
And now the transmission problems she's having. Like, well, it's an older one, so.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's just
Good night, Crystal. Destination Delight.
It's just no, it's not bipolar weather. It's just friggin' cold. There's a difference.
Well, I don't know, because she keeps getting warm and then hot and then warm and then hot. It's just like I can't keep up with it.
It warmed like the funniest thing, Aaron. It was about 2 weeks ago, and it was -20. This is all Celsius. -21, and the next day it was +3, and then it went to -21, and then it went to +3, and then it went to -21 and stayed there for 2 weeks. But yeah, that's kind of weird. That's a Chinook. But the only problem with them Chinooks is when we get the Chinook, you get the tail end of the cold weather. So they call it, what the hell they call that? Arctic Clipper or something? Alberta Clipper? Yeah.
Alberta Clipper. I think that's right. Yeah. I blame it all on COVID because everything stopped.
Oh yeah.
And the world was like,
all COVID's fault.
It's like Mother Nature went, oh, where's all the traffic? Where's all this? Yeah. Where's all that? They don't have it now. And now she's like, wait a minute, I want to go back to what? No, we can't.
I hope we get back to normal pretty soon because everybody, there's nobody down in Arizona. Like, there's nobody there. Like, they're saying that it was busy this year and there's hardly anybody there. So I'm hoping it'll get back to normal because, like places like Yuma where all the Canadians go, and it's. I hope it gets back to normal. We had enough of this stuff. Hello, Sean.
Well, I've seen a lot of when I went down to Tombstone over the weekend, there was quite a few BC plates that I hadn't seen that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah. Well, we would have come down. Like we were going to come down with Paula, and it was we were going to come down, but we had the house, and I made a deal that I'd stay the winter and make sure everything was all right. And thank God we did. But it's all good. So we got the house all up to snuff now. So, Karen, hello, Karen, and it's all good. So next year, I can't say it'll be here.
That's what you said last year.
No, well, last year we were coming, but they couldn't. Yeah. They wouldn't tell me when they're going to open the border. They didn't open it till the middle of November. So by that time, like I always make like me and Elle always have our mind made up by the 1st of August where we're going to go. And right. I said we can't push this off, Elle. We have to. I said no. I says if we have to wait till the end of September, we're staying because it's too late then. Because pulling a trailer through a snowstorm, I don't know if you know, but it's not fun.
Oh, that's why I'm not in a.
It's not fun.
I'm in no hurry to go back north because I don't want to get stuck.
It's
pull through Kansas City and it dumps 4 foot of snow, and you're like, okay, what do I do now?
Like it's kind of funny when you see all these like Aaron taking a picture and he's got 3 inches of snow by his motorhome. I said, oh, poor guy.
Yeah, in Texas.
Has he got antifreeze in there?
I do. In my car. People are laughing at me when I got down here because I started setting it up. I'm like, I'm not going to take a chance. I got the barrel. I'm pulling out the hose. I've got everything wrapped, doing all my normal stuff, and they're laughing at me. And then, we got that cold weather, and they're all coming over and looking at it.
What you got here?
What do I got to do? How do I?
That's what I said about that video you did. That's the most misunderstood thing going. Like, is the water. Like, people think that water is going to flow when it's freezing. It ain't going to do it.
No,
so it won't. It was kind of funny because when we moved out to the house, I had this garbage bag, one of them big industrial garbage bags, and it was full of a hose. Oh, what's in there? I said, a garden hose. What do you got a garden hose in a bag for? I said, pull it out. And this thing's about this big around, right?
Yeah.
He says, what's that for? I says, when I got it in the wintertime, it don't freeze. Well, you don't need that. I says, I know, that's what everybody else says, but I'm keeping this one because it's a great big industrial black hose with stuff you put across the eaves troughs, that type of heat tape, and everything. So that's what I keep. That's my baby. I keep that real close, that one. So you don't let nobody borrow that baby. So
it's just so weird because travel trailers have this little brass thing that goes into the side, and then they wonder why that freezes. Well,
yeah,
there's nothing
it's
protecting
brass
it.
for one thing.
Yeah, it's in the elements. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think that's going to do when the water flows through it? It's going to freeze.
Like
People, really?
Like you can probably back me up on this one. As you talk about people in cold water and weather and all that stuff, and say, turn everything into plastic and you won't have an issue. Oh no, plastic will break. No, you don't want plastic. Okay, don't get plastic. Get steel or brass. Well, it freezes all the time. Exactly my point. At least the plastic's a little forgiving anyway. So.
Well, they shut the whole town down just last week because it rained, and then it got cold,
and then
it got icy, and they drive like they don't. Well, it's just like any other day. I just hop in my 4-wheel drive and throw it into 4-wheel drive, and I'll be fine. No, come on, redneck.
Yeah,
they can't do that either.
They were putting in some extra campsites at this one place he went, and it was up in above the 40th parallel, so it gets cold. I says, how deep you going? Oh, they're worried about it freezing, so we're going to take her down to about 10 feet. I said, well, that might be a good idea. Oh no, that's too far. I said, no, it's not too far. Believe me. I says, that frost will go down there really quick. I says, because we get like 12, 14 feet of frost up here, right? And oh yeah, it's amazing how winter changes things easily, and how fast the trailer will freeze. It's amazing how fast the trailer will freeze.
Because it don't take.
And the funny part, and this, Aaron, this because you got one, is you get all the nomads, and they don't want to burn propane, so they turn off their propane heater, their forced propane heater, and use a little buddy or something. I says, oh, you don't want to do that. Well, why? I says, because it heats up the basement. You don't want to turn it off. You got to heat up the basement. Like, oh, no. Yeah. A fifth wheel froze right from one end to the other because they turned the main heater off. I says, I don't know.
Oh, they want to get the electric ones, the little electric heaters. And I'm like, how many of those you running? 4? Well, no wonder your freaking RV is flipping the breaker every 5 minutes.
Yeah, you can use the power meter for a die grinder. It's spinning so fast.
I don't like using propane. What? Okay. And then I don't understand why I'm freezing up.
Yeah.
Really. And then there's there's a little itty bitty trick that everybody forgets. Open up the cabinet doors.
No.
Just open up the cabinet doors.
Shut so it looks pretty.
Oh no, because that ambient heat goes in there.
It's got to be pretty, Aaron. It's got to be pretty. Keep the doors.
That's why I have a coat that I throw over the top of it so I don't push it shut, because I get a habit of, why is that open? And shutting the door. Yeah.
Well, I had an old pair of insulated coveralls I used to put on the hose going to, I had it propped over the jack head, right? What the hell do you call them? The hydrant.
The hydrant,
and I'd have the insulated coveralls over it. And I never have an issue. I never have an issue anyway. The only time I have is when I forget to put on the heat trace or something. But the funny thing is like heat trace is so cheap. It's just unbelievable that people don't use it that much,
And it's so expensive here.
But it's just the way it is,
Oh, I know. And trying to educate somebody. I had a guy the other day. I was over there in the camp, and he's blowtorching the hell out of his damn water spigot. And I'm like, do you know what that's made out of? Yeah, metal. I said, you know what's at the bottom that's holding all that pressure back? A piece of plastic. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, keep messing with that. You're going to have a fountain that you can't shut off. And I'm not going over there when it's 10 degrees to go fix it.
They get it, they get it so hot it melts the end off the top.
Yeah, it just melts that tip. And it's just a geyser.
Yeah.
I have to go shut the whole park off because you're being stupid.
See, and the thing that people say, well, you got water in your trailer. I said, no, I don't. I said, if it's going to zero, I don't put water in the trailer. I'll drain it all out. Well, you got to have water. I said, well, if you're going to go in zero, you can't have water in it. So pay me now or pay me later. So that's the way it is. And everything's plastic.
Yep. And these travelers come through, and that's the first thing they want to ask me is, well, can I use the water? Well, I said, are you using onboard propane heater to heat your RV? Yeah, I am. You're not using electric anything. No. Then just put it in your tank and have it run that way.
Yeah.
You won't freeze up overnight. And you get up in the morning and you leave, you still got some water in there. It's the worst case scenario. You flip the little the low point drain, and it drains onto the road.
Like, I just quit talking to people about it because they just don't get the picture of it. They just don't get the fathom. Is when we bought the V-Light, I went and got 2 bundles of insulation, and I opened up the bottom and I laid in 2 layers of insulation right from front to back. What are you doing that for? Well, to keep it warm. Well, you don't need that. Well, probably not, but at least it didn't freeze. And I've never froze the trailer, ever. Never. So,
is it on the bottom, underneath, on the outside or the inside?
Yeah, they got the belly. Underneath they got that black belly that goes underneath it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just cut little 2-foot holes in it, open it up, throw the sheets in there, lay them all out. And it works awesome.
You do the same thing with your cabinets. I went and got that 1/2-inch foam and put that over all of my plumbing has got that on it because I just.
What about that heat tape that they use in mobile homes?
Yeah.
Does that work good?
Use that. You work on the side spigot, but he's talking about in the interior of the RV to add more insulation, more R value. And
but see, most of the trailers that got the black underlay have got the heat ducts. They use this the aluminum like a heater, dryer
vent heater,
and that radiates heat. Well, as long as you use your main heater, it'll heat the bottom of the trailer just fine. Like whenever I'm out there in the wintertime, like we've been down to 29 below in the trailer, and we've had it up to 47, 48 in between there. So like it's not going to freeze. So, but we know, like we put temperature gauges in there so you can, like I like the ones that say, well, how warm is it there? I don't know. Oh, how warm do you think it is? Well, I don't know. Well, you might want to know because you have to know that number to know if it's freezing, right? So,
and then one side of your trailer is going to be warmer than the other side because the sun's hitting it here and it's not over there.
But that's funny, because like, Aaron, like living in a trailer in the wintertime is a whole new ball of wax, boy.
Yes, it is.
Whatever you learned in the summer, you forget about it. And then start in the winter because it's a whole different ball game. Like I got one, I had one like Xanadu, that Forest River 21DS. And the problem with it was that it didn't have the belly on it. So I had to be really careful with that one. And you couldn't insulate it. So I just wrapped it with the pipe insulation. And I never froze it, but I never really pushed it. But the thing was the water tank was underneath. And the thing I did learn was the water tank, they put them little heaters, some tank heaters on it. And it's amazing how much they'll do, believe it or not. Like but like the guy at Forest River says, he says, we only have to keep it to 32 degrees. That's all we have to do. And it won't freeze. So, it's usually like the water in there is usually about 45, 46 degrees, right? Which it didn't freeze anyway.
To add those on is a simple process. The hardest part of that is running the wire up to wherever you want it to turn it off and on. If you want to put it in the bathroom, it's right there. You just run it right up.
Yeah.
You can turn them off and on for the tanks.
I was worried about the 21DS. They run the shower lines up the back wall. So the back wall is what, inch and a half? So you got the water lines running up there. I always thought they freeze, but they never ever did. But when I had a shower, I drained the water out of them. You know? But I just never thought of it. Never did. So I never had an issue. But this V light, we got to keep on it all the time because they run on the door. On the door, they run the water lines north and south by the door. So you're only like in from the wall like 2.5 inches, and then you're only below the floor by a half an inch and under the bottom by an inch, right? And that's where it would freeze. So it only froze on us when we first got it, and then after that we figured out what was going on, and then we just.
Well, I know on my bounder, what they do is they take that 3/4 inch foam and they put a trowel or a area in there. Yeah. And it's real thin. It's like 1/2 inch thick. Yeah. And that's what's protecting you from the outside. And that's why I went ahead and put that foam stuff over the top of all of the piping. Yeah. That if I can see it, it's getting that stuff added to it. But it's pull out some drawers and to get at it, but
like it's just stupid. You go to like anywhere like Home Hardware or Home Depot or Canadian Tire or wherever, and buy that foam you're talking about. It's like $1 or $2 a strip, right? And you just put that on everything, and it's amazing how much difference it totally makes a huge difference, like a huge difference.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people, they take and they insulate the garage doors. You know, like when they open up the door, they put the insulation on the back of the door. And then like, say like with my RV, I have the 2 twin beds in the back. And then they put insulation on the floor.
Yeah. Don't tell me that, Xanadu. Don't tell me that. All I wanted was an insulated floor on a 21DS, and now you're telling me they do. That might force me to buy one, you know. I love that trailer. I love that trailer.
See,
that was the best.
What I did in one of my older rigs, I actually took that the Reflectix and I put it on the floor, and then I put carpet over the top of it.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about taking all that cold, that cold coming out of the bottom. It got rid of all of that.
It's amazing how beautiful those trailer floors are. They're just great until you put about minus 15 degrees on them, and they're just like blocks of ice. So
it's just a
box.
It's a metal box. What do you?
Yeah, like usually we put rugs from one end to the other. So in the wintertime.
Well, that's what I have. Are these little? I get them at Costco.
Yeah,
and they're like $14. And if they get ruined, oh well.
So what?
Cost me $14. It lasted for a summer. Okay, it's gone.
Like the first year we went into IKEA, they had them on for $9. These like 24 by 18, and I bought 10 of the things and just threw them on the floor of the bunkie and never had a problem. Then, like you say, they get messed up, throw them in the garbage. So, yeah.
I pressure wash them a couple times, and they start looking really ratty. Then bye, get another one. Because it's got that plastic backing on it, so it doesn't slip.
But other than that, so everything's going. I started putting the truck back together because I pull the truck apart in the wintertime, right? So, I take all the solar batteries out, water tank and all that. So I got that all back together, so we're that close. I think my trailer's creeping closer to the road myself. I think so.
Or has it got hitch? Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's creeping a little further. Next thing you know, I'll wake up some morning and it'll be right on the road and say, "Let's go, Al."
You'll be in Arizona and it moved all by itself.
Yeah. No.
I wish it would work that way.
No. I think 2 years out of Arizona, that's enough. That's all a person should have to do is 2 years, and that's it. So.
Well, if everything stays normal or semi-normal.
Indeed. I hope. It's amazing how they can start throwing some bombs around when COVID goes by the wayside. That's kind of funny. So.
We're not trucking those numbers. Now we're counting bodies instead.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
no matter what, we're counting bodies.
But the good thing, I gotta admit though, the good thing about COVID, we never had no colds or flus or nothing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, my son's still up in Canada somewhere. I don't even know where he's at. He went up there for a girlfriend, and he hasn't been home since. So I don't know. You know those Canadian girls.
I'd like to know, how would you insulate the PEX pipes? Just like
like I
Aaron
said.
told you. Yeah. Just like Aaron
Yep.
told you, just go to Home Depot and get that
You can go to
insulation
Walmart and get it too.
insulation. Works awesome. Like
Yep.
it works awesome. Like you can put the PEX pipe with that insulation on it, and you can probably drop it down to, I'd say 25, 27, no problem at all. Not even worried about it. Not even worried about it.
And it's so lightweight that it's not
It's
going to affect
totally
anything.
light. It's super light. Right?
And it does what it needs
I'm
to
sure,
do.
I got a funny feeling it's like $2 for a 4 or 5 foot section. It's
Yeah,
super.
it's worth the investment.
Yeah.
At least. And James is a good friend of mine. He's working on a school bus conversion. It's not really a schoolie. And that's what he's asking all kinds of questions. I keep telling him he needs to come up on the panel and ask these questions because there's a lot of people out there that can help him out other than me.
Yeah,
There's
that's
just
true.
not
Never
enough
enough
insulation. Yep. And then on that same RV that I had, I put that Reflectix in the ceiling and then put wood planking over the top of it. And you want to talk about a reduction of heat? Holy smokes!
You know, I'm not a real reflective guy but then I find out that through the grapevine how the reflective works. You can't jam it between
You're
stuff.
not supposed to.
So what I did was I I bought a roll and they screwed up and give me a 200-foot roll instead of a 100-foot roll, and I just rolled it off the end of the trailer on the roof for the winter, and it never melted a bit of snow on the roof, none. That's how insulated that reflective made it. It's amazing how that stuff works. It's crazy how good it works. But then they got that new foam out too, that close cell foam. That stuff.
And it doesn't expand like the old stuff.
Yeah, you get like an R7 for like a half an inch or something. It's crazy. Like Michael did the bus, and he did the bus in that closed cell foam, that little bus he did, and he said he can almost heat it with a match. That's how insulated that thing is. You know, it's just crazy. That new stuff's really nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Buckshot Dee, she knows. She's got hers all insulated with that stuff. And she loves cooking.
I swear by it. I mean, I've got it inside my cabinets, inside of, just about everything. Anything where I can get a draft from, it's got.
You know, the funny part about it is, and you know that we talked about this, Aaron, when you were doing your water hose one, is that they pay $150, $200 for these friggin' heated water hoses, and you can make one for like a third of the money. And the best thing that I found was you take and you know all this anyway, is you take and put the heat trace on it, and then aluminum tape, and then wrap it with reflectives, and that thing will never freeze. Never.
And then put those pool noodle things again over the top of that with regular tape.
Yeah.
It'll never freeze.
Yeah. Like I've even seen them done, like you said, with the tape, with that foam. Take the hose and put the foam on it with the heat trace running in it, and tape it up, and it worked just fine.
I always add the aluminum foil to it.
Yeah,
because that helps to spread that heat out.
It's amazing how much that aluminum foil will take that heat right around that hose. It's amazing how much that aluminum tape makes a difference.
But then you got to also with your spigot, you've got to do it too. And then I always put I got one of those blue barrels, those 50-gallon.
I put a hood over it.
and I just put it right over the top of it for $11, and then in the summertime I can use it as a trash can over here. I mean, it's going to serve its purpose. Rinse it out, put it back on top of it.
Well, that's when I was out at Brad's out at Drayton Valley. I said, well, I'll just put some heat trace on because he's got a hydrant on his lawn, right? Oh, I don't know. I never used it. I said, what do you mean you never used it? I said, oh, I never used it in the wintertime. So I heat traced it, and then I took the reflective and made a hood for it and put over it with a heat trace going up it. And I pumped water out of there. Well, that day I pumped water out at 50 below. No problem at all. But he'd never done that before, right? So,
and I'm doing the same thing here. It's amazing how many people come in. I had one guy who was insistent that his site didn't have one, and I'm like, they all have them. I've almost to go over there, and somebody cut off the tail end of the pigtail and then took it with them. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that.
No, it's so easy to do it, and yet nobody will do it because they don't think of it, right?
Well, they won't do it until they have to do it.
Yeah. Like you freeze a trailer, and then, like you can spend money on insulating a trailer, like doing all the lines, like you said, cost you maybe $50, if that, or put it on a heat trace and make your own heat trace hose for like $30-40 and do that, right? But if you freeze one of them valves or anything, like one guy froze one of them, on the Jayco, they got the fancy valve that will self-bleed the water tank. That thing's like $80 just for the valve, and it froze and it cracked. So,
well, they do that until, like I like to say, until they make their poopsicle and can't get it to drain.
Well, exactly. But,
and then they're in there with their hair dryer shoved in there to try and get it to
better
thaw
to do. No.
Just don't put a flame in there.
But the best way to winterize the trailer is to hook it to your truck, put an ice cube on the bumper, and drive it until the ice cube melts, and then you're good. That's the way to winterize your trailer. We're going to try that this year.
I don't know where I'm going to be this fall, so I might even run into you.
You will, because we're only a couple hours apart, buddy. And the thing is that this is the first time, honest to God, this is the first time we winterized that trailer since we bought it in 2015. The first year.
So did you use the 30 below, the pink stuff that we use in the States?
Yeah. Well, we got 40 below.
40 below? Well, I've seen that stuff freeze at 20 below, so.
Yes, I know. And you even walk by it with a glass of water, it'll freeze. So, yeah. You gotta watch it.
It's amazing. You awake over there, Kenny?
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm just multitasking as usual.
Multitasking? In other words, translation, I'm watching another live.
Yeah.
I got two other lives going at the same time.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know. I have a hard enough time trying to do one alone, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
hey, Elder.
Elder campers? Edel campers?
Edel campers.
They were up on the panel last week. They're the ones that were in Amana and came over to say hi. But they like giving you a hard time, just like I do.
I was in. I'm in 2 other live streams at the same time.
Yeah, I busted him. See, no, he's a task swamper.
Task swamper.
Yeah.
Task swamper.
Until Papa walks by and then he's shutting off one of them real fast. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
He says he's watching another live stream, but we know what he's doing.
I am watching another live. I'm watching 2 other live streams. One of them I just became friends with over here.
Sure. You've been emailing her, huh?
No.
Uh-huh. No, but I'll give him a hard time. I'm good for that.
Everybody gives Kenny a hard time.
Oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
Uh-oh.
So if you guys aren't ready, because you better be, because my favorite redhead is about to come on with us. So hold on a second.
Red?
So if you guys
Oh,
aren't ready,
Charlie.
you better be.
I think you're on
Charlie.
two. You're on twice somewhere. Hold on.
3 times a lady.
Sorry, guys. I'm a professional. I do this for a living. No.
Yeah.
And actually, I have my co-host with me. So I had a Rosie.
Rosie.
There you go.
There you
Rosalita.
Miss Rosie Bell. How are you? How is everyone this evening?
Good. How you
There you
doing?
go.
We see
I'm in
all right.
work mode. I'm in work mode. I got the ponytail going on. I'm just like, okay, come to say hi to some friends for the weekend. Yay.
There you go. It's all good.
My dog's in the way.
Oh, look at
There you go.
Okay, so I have a big question since I have some very big authorities on this right now. Are you ready? If you had to choose between Jackery, Blue Eddy, or we'll call it letter C, which portable battery system would you pick?
Jack.
why do you need one?
Why?
Yeah.
I have a van.
No, but why do you need one?
So I'm thinking why? Because I have a girly things like a hair dryer, which sounds crazy every once in a while. Cell phone, computer, drone, all sorts of stuff I need to
You
charge.
gonna run your truck off it?
I'm
The
sorry.
van? You gonna run the van off it?
I run the van all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
This is gonna be a controversial one because
I'm ready.
I know where he's going with this.
the Jackery is really good,
Okay.
but the Blue Eddy charges faster.
True.
So I got lots of people with both. Like Chrome's he swears by Jackery,
Mhm.
but they get paid by it. But he uses them all the time. But the Blue Eddy, I'm finding a lot of people are using the Blue. Now I don't have one because I have solar and I have a battery bank, and
Right.
for me it just wouldn't work. I don't need one. But
Blue Yeti has a better affiliate program.
yeah, I think Blue Eddy is the way to
They
go.
do.
Yeah, I've heard that too. But I mean, honestly, there's two things I'm looking at because I have a van. Space is of the utmost importance, So if I get some, Blue Yetis are pretty bulky. What I'm looking at, Jackeries are a little smaller. Jackeries have more outlets, and they're a little easier to deal with right now than the Blue Yetis.
The Jackeries have the handle that you can carry.
Portability.
Yeah.
I thought the Blue Eddy had more than the Jackery.
No, I wish.
Oh, that's what it is. You can charge the Blue Eddy 2 ways, where the Jackery you can't. That's what it is. You can hook it to solar. You can hook it to line cord. You can plug it into your cigarette lighter. All that. How many batteries you got in the van?
Not enough. That's why I'm looking.
Why don't you just upgrade the van?
There's a lot of little things I'm trying to decide. It's one of those things where you start looking around going, what money do you want to spend? What do you really need versus what you want? And I'm just thinking, let's find a happy medium.
Yeah, but I'm gonna really hurt your feelings then, Charlie, because if you go and get a Blue Eddy or a Jackery or something like that, your van will take second fiddle. You won't do nothing with your van anymore. Because
the other thing I'm doing is this is a whole other pet issue, right? I don't have a Winnebago. I don't have a Volta system. I have friends with storytellers who have a Volta system. I'm looking for something that I can use my GoV, my little remote temperature device. If I have to leave the van for say 2, maybe in 3 hours, I want to have not just a generator, but I'd rather have a battery pack that I know can blow a portable air conditioner, and I can temperature control my van from that perspective. So what I thought was happening is not really happening with the system I bought with the RV Master. And so I need a backup of a backup. And that's what I'm thinking I'm going to use this for, is for temperature control for my dog.
Then you're going to have a Blue Eddy the bigger Blue Eddy, the real tall one, that'll run like a 5,000 BTU air conditioner for a little while, not all night.
I don't need the big air conditioner though. Here's what I found out. I literally have a portable air conditioner and I put ice cubes in and it works. Fantastic in 95-degree, high humidity, Florida, Georgia weather.
What kind is it?
It's just a small little portable air conditioner, tiny little thing.
Kind of like a what do they call those? Cool something or another.
Like a cool tower, but yeah, I put ice cubes in it, and I'm good to go for a good 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
That's like I'm not a lithium guy by any means. But I am a AGM guy, and I think, like Xanadu said, if you keep your onboard system on your coach up with good batteries and a good solar pack, it'll be just as good as the Blue Eddy. So,
well, I have decent batteries. I have a decent solar, but the problem is it only allows me to have like a few small outlets. I need that extra thing for the pet, for the pup. That's really what it's about. I'm serious. If something were to happen,
well, then honestly, it doesn't matter if you buy a Blue Eddy or a Jackery. They're very close to being the same. You can do a little bit more with one than the other, but they're very close to the same.
But I've researched so much today. I'm just like, someone pick. I don't care. Flip a coin. Somebody else make the decision. I'm done.
I would go with what you feel the most comfortable with and the amount of money that you're willing to spend.
Amen. That's really what it is.
That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
I got my Jackery from Harbor Freight. They have Jackeries now, and they're less expensive than they are like on Amazon or through Jackery. So you might ought to look into them.
Right, I'll do that.
And if you open up a credit card with them, they'll give you even more off.
Once in a while, they run coupon specials too, where you can get like 20 or 40% off on an item too.
Okay.
One item.
I'm nowhere near Harbor Freight, but I'm sure as I travel, I can find one. That would be something I could look into.
Do you come up here to make a good
decision, if that's an excuse to get you to come to Amana, Charlie Grace, if that's an excuse to get you to come to Amana, I'll buy you one.
There you
Just
go.
pay me back.
Come on over. Why not? They've got them in Iowa. And Badge, watch out.
In Iowa City. I know exactly.
I'm coming to Ontario in July. I'm just saying. Watch out, Canada. I'll be up there in July.
July?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. There
you go.
I have all these crazy northern friends that are like, come to Amana, come to Wisconsin, come to Michigan. Like, we'll come up there and just keep on going to Ontario.
There you go.
And Badge might be giving you a high five as he drives past. Poof.
Yeah, second week in July. Weyburn, Saskatchewan.
Nice.
Gosh, I should have a meetup in Wisconsin. I have 43 acres. All I got to do is clear out some area.
Ooh,
boondock. But
I know somebody that can help you set up campsites.
I know.
Yeah.
Before I forget, and this is totally aside. A Camper Go one. Your package went in the mail again today with the correct address, so I apologize.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was sitting there like, why is this coming back to me? I don't know. I sent her a package.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be kind of interesting, But I got to get the land cleared out.
Okay, Aaron, I do not need to be full screen. No one needs to see this in high definition.
In high definition. It's only 1080p. It's not 4K.
So just so you know, Charlie, the answer to your question is Blue Eddy.
Okay. All right. He's on Team Blue Eddy. Okay. Good to know.
And
but then
you need to figure out what
your
your usage. You need to check your usage and how much you're going to need. And I would go with the next size up of what you think the most comfortable is.
That's what I'm thinking.
Bigger.
So
because
here's my problem.
Another little tidbit. If you go to the 2000 Jackery, you do not need a generator.
Really?
Right.
Never use a generator.
I love me some power.
No, it'll do it.
You spend a little bit more and you can put the solar panels on it and let it sit outside, but it usually takes longer to recharge them.
Yeah.
Well, you can have it. You can do a system where it does the charging right off of your alternator.
Like I seen Chrome put that Jackery through a torture test, and it was just unbelievable. And
Well,
worked fine.
I know this wasn't called in and tell me your problems kind of live. I just
What's fine?
this has been on my mind for a while, and I'm like, ooh, I have two good masterminds here.
No, Blue Eddie, I would.
Okay, Johnny loves Blue Eddie. I know she's talked enough about that.
The thing I like about the Blue Eddie over the Jackery is you can charge it 2 ways at the same time, because it'll take 400 watts. It doesn't matter how you get it. If you get it through solar, your cigarette lighter, or a generator, or anything, it'll take 400 watts at a time. Where the Jackery, you can only put one in, right? One power source. So, but that's not taken away from the unit. The units are unbelievable. Like,
So can you?
Great products.
I would say the Blue Eddie or the Jackery will probably run that air conditioner for probably a good 24 hours, no problem at all.
So can you use the Blue Eddie while you're charging it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use both. Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I just use this little one for like a heating blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I use it for my phone when I'm sitting here in the bed because I have a short cord for my phone to charge. I just set it here in the bed. It gets its use.
Yeah. Well,
So
it'll
I'm
be
gonna
interesting.
ask you a question, Charlie Grace.
I'm ready.
What pet monitoring system are you using?
So, okay, that's the other big question. So, over the years, I've done the waggle, now or the nimble. I've done those things. Everyone's got one, whatever. I realized 2 things. It was okay. It was fine. But the more and more I talk to people, I'm like, why do I need to pay for a service when I could have a Govee that's Wi-Fi connected, and it just alerts me on my phone the same way the waggle did, and it's a free. It's like $60 for the actual product, and I get 2 years of free data.
What's it called?
It's the name of the company is called Govee, Govee. I'm going to do a whole thing on it. I'm going to try it out this year. And I've had lots of RV friends who've been very successful with this, and that's what they're using.
You want to hear something funny?
I'm ready.
They reached out to me 2 weeks ago, and I'm getting a free product
For
from them
Govee
this week. Yep.
Yeah. Well, see, I used to work with Nimble, with Waggle. And I mean, I was on their affiliate program, and I'm at the bottom line is you need to have temperature monitoring if you're ever going to have a pet in your rig. That's all there is to it. It's irresponsible not to do that because I've seen way too many accidents happen. I literally have watched horrible things happen with pets in rigs. So, yeah.
He's back.
He's back.
There he is.
I'm back.
He must have got rid of one of the live streams.
No, actually, I still got 2 of them going over here.
Oh, geez, there you go. Man, oh man, this guy's.
He's a marathoner.
I still got 2 of them going over here.
So, and I've also been approached to do a off-brand of the battery packs, and I'm reluctant because it's one of the Japanese copy cheapy things, and I'm hesitant to even try it.
Well, you should. No, you should do it and do a real review of it.
The problem is a lot of these companies don't like real reviews.
I know.
Yeah, they like to give you a sheet of paper and say, "Okay, this is what you have to say in your ad."
Right.
Well,
I'm doing a review of something that I think is going to be really, really helpful for a lot of people who, if you're like me, I can't lift these e-bikes are super heavy. And if you're going to like go biking or do something, what if you just had a regular bike? Like everybody else when we were like 12 years old, just a regular bike. What if you could stick a battery? No, I'm serious. What if you could stick a battery on it and change the front wheel? And all of a sudden you have a power bike. And it's still that lightweight thing. And that's what they're doing. So Switch Bike reached out to me, and I'm going to be doing a Switch Bike kit in the United States. And they're from England.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're heavy. I won't even buy one because they're too heavy. We were gonna get 2, and then they're just too heavy.
They're too
then
heavy.
If you do a search though on YouTube, you can find them where they build them out of with a drill.
Yeah.
Conversion.
Yeah.
And it uses the regular packs, the 24-volt packs, and they're amazing.
Yeah. I'm not an e-bike guy. Start the Dodge. Let's go.
I just hate wearing the hat thing. It's the hat hair thing.
If somebody wants to send me one, I'll do an honest review of it and ride the shit out of it. But for what they're costing, I mean,
Yeah.
you can spend $1,000 on an
expensive.
e-bike and not even
Like,
blink.
They're like
Trying to buy a
You-
regular bike is so expensive. Oh yeah, Blue Eddy has.
I
There you
gotta,
go.
I gotta agree with you, Charlie. You can buy a whole fleet for the price they want for an electric bike.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Like,
crazy.
you can ride a new one every day for the next month without, like they're really expensive.
Well, I hadn't been on a bike in 25 years. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is the first time I've been on a bike. It was hilarious. It was the funniest thing I ever saw. I'm like,
forget.
oh,
You get on the seat, pedal the pedals, and scrape your elbows. It's the same thing.
and the guy's like, he's like, where's your helmet? I'm like, I didn't wear one then.
Yeah.
Oops.
Wow. You got to wear a helmet if you got something to protect. I got nothing to protect.
It's all been scraped off. Look.
Exactly. Exactly.
See, can't say that.
You're catching up, buddy. You're catching up.
Yeah. I was the milkman's kid. That's what my mom said for years. The only problem is he was a different color. Oops. It's all good. It says Blue Yeti has $300 off their 2000 right now.
Yeah.
Look at that. Blue Eddie's getting $300 off on a 2000.
I think you start paying like $1 a watt or $1.
You know what? Honest
It's
to God, Charlie,
the same thing
if
with
you
Soldier,
bought a
though.
2000 Eddie, you could take the batteries out of your coach and run your coach off that Blue Eddie.
Take off the what? I just love this word. Take off the what? You could run it off the what? What's in the back of this? No, what's in the back of this? What makes this run?
The battery?
Yeah. He says battery. My grandmother
Battery.
said it. I love that word. Battery.
Battery.
You know the battery. The bat
Take
tree.
the batteries out.
Battery.
And run it off Blue Eddie.
My grandmother used to say that. I used to love it. Grandma, what's in the refrigerator? What are those? Shut up, Aaron.
I was seriously going to think about doing that to my trailers, but I didn't want to buy the Blue Eddie or the Jackery to put it on there, because as Aaron will tell you, the biggest thing on a trailer is the battery, because the heater will kick the daylights out of it in about 3.5 hours. But
And then
on
if you're
the
running
other, on the
tank heaters and
Jackery,
all
it
that
doesn't do
stuff.
that. But,
It's like you said, what are you using it for? What do you plan? How much are you planning on using it?
I'm
And
just
what
trying to be. I'm being realistic as a girly girl. Ready for this? If I want to plug in a hairdryer, it's minimally 1,000 watts. Minimally.
It's
If
not
you
a
start
big
smelling
deal.
smoke, probably turn it
I
off.
hear that.
I'm being honest. I'm like sitting here going, that's the one thing. There's nothing. If anyone's seen the movie Brave, the Disney cartoon character Brave with the crazy red hair, that's my hair out of the shower. It's just curly all over the place.
Every day, Al plugs the hairdryer into our soul. Every day.
The straightening iron, the curling iron, the blow dryer. Oh God.
You know what I use a blow dryer for? To frost my refrigerator.
I was gonna say to get the ice out of your freezer.
That's the only reason why I have one.
That's because you got lots of batteries.
Well, I'm not putting batteries in that.
There you go.
I got lots of batteries too.
The last
Right,
time
Kenneth?
the last time poor Aaron saw me, it was raining cats and dogs, more like raining dogs, because it was a dog event, and it rained for 2 or 3 days straight, and I was just sopping wet, just like head to toe, like rain boots, the whole shebang. It was hilarious. And I'm shooting my. Go ahead. No.
I was going to say, I need to look up and find out when that diving dog event is. You would love that.
Oh.
They're coming again this year, and it is that's worth the whole time.
Yeah, James says you don't have a hair issue.
I don't. James.
Hey, Charlie, when it gets wet out, does your hair go?
It does. It does.
Really?
My family's from Scotland, and I have super curly hair. I just got it straightened yesterday. It'll last me for a week, and then it's boinging back. So
Watch out.
Oh,
Boxing Andy's got a gun.
I love her. She got a heat gun.
Yep.
Well,
She's got
let
a
me
gun
tell you
already.
if you go to Amana in the summertime, at the meetup, it's going to be humid.
Humid,
You
I know.
welcome to Iowa. Where isn't going to be humid?
wear a hat, tie your hair up. It's going to be humid.
It's fine. It's
It's going to be
fine.
humid
I
when
have
you
to
go to
place-
Michigan too.
Yeah. Lots of hats.
Okay, guys, I come up, I conquered. I said hi to everybody. I said hi to Aaron. I just went by the thumbnail and he says, "Oh, my travel plans for the year." I says, "How in the hell is he gonna go anywhere? He's working. How can you do that?"
Actually, I'm going. My son is getting married in May, so I'll be making a trip out to Seattle again
Nice.
to go see him and participate in that. So I will be doing some traveling, but
That's
it's only
just
for
a day
weekend.
trip, though.
Oh yeah, just day trip. 3 days to get out there if I'm walking.
It's just a day trip.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you later, Kenny. You
Bye,
keep
Dad.
Bye,
Thanks.
Badge.
on all them lives, buddy.
Yeah. He's giving thumbs up to everybody. We'll talk to you later, Badge.
Bye, Badge.
See you later.
Kenneth, you gonna talk now? It's your turn, Kenneth. You are the spotlight, buddy. You're the
My
man.
turn now.
We're gonna take Charlie Grace off. There you go. You are the spotlight.
What should I talk about?
So what's going on in the other live streams there, Kenny?
Well, I'm on Griswold Family
You only
Vacation.
on 4 now?
Oops,
4?
I lost
No.
me.
No. I'm on yours, and I'm on Griswold Family Vacation. I'm on this
Van Life
one
Plus.
that I just found tonight. Van Life Plus.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Yeah. Matt, I think his name's
Talking
Matt.
about Yetis?
No.
When I think of a Yeti, it's not the little box.
He's got like 116 in his chat right now. Van Life
And if you're
Plus.
plugging him in, there's really got to be some.
116. Dang.
Yeah, he's got 116 in his chat right now.
Mhm.
Must be nice.
That's pretty
Like all
good.
the cool people, except for Kenny. Kenny, you don't know where he's at.
I'm in yours. I've got the YouTube side of your chat over here on this tablet over here.
This
Plus
tablet.
I'm on the phone.
But you're watching, yeah, and you're watching it on the laptop. And then you've got a third one going on your phone.
I'm telling you, he's a talent. I don't know how to do it.
I can't do it. I get confused with one. And usually it's the same people, and you're like, which conversation am I trying not to? Okay, never mind.
So I don't think. Let me start with this. I don't think I'm going to be able to be there for the meetup this year. You always pick those wonderful weekends when I have to get kids back to college.
I'm
That's
there all
okay.
year, so there's no excuse.
Oh, stop.
You would love the dog event. I know you would.
I know. Well, it's going to be a weird year because we've got M21 one weekend, and then YouTuber Jamboree in Georgia the next weekend. It's going to be one of those crazy like caravanning moments across.
YouTube Jamboree in where?
We don't have a better name for this. Just it's down by Helen, Georgia.
Oh.
All I know is I'm bringing people who are singer-songwriters, people who like are music lovers, and I've invited them personally. So I know I'm going to have like people who can pick and play.
I'd have to start practicing again.
Yeah, I can play the tambourine. That's all I got. Maybe the radio. I can play the radio.
Yeah, well, I lived out there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 15 years out of my 20 in the military. So 30 years of my life I spent out in the Seattle area. That's where I met this joker here, James. Him and I were friends a long time ago when I was on active duty. And he'll probably say otherwise. Any school meetups in Washington State? No, but I know that on that May date, I know you and I are going to get together, so that might be a start of something. Think about that for a minute, James.
Oh, she wants you to drop a link.
Oh, I can do that for Her Highness. Yes, and yes, I know it's 10 o'clock. It's sad that I have to set an alarm for myself to tell me when I got to go to bed. There you go, Box fan.
You must be
Yay.
on Central
Van
Standard
life.
Time, Arian.
Yep.
Because it's 11 o'clock where I'm at.
Well, you don't sleep. We've already discussed this. And look at here. I haven't seen this person in a long time either.
Hey,
Hey,
Gina.
Van Life with Tina.
Holy smokes. You know, I dropped that link. You can come up there too, sweetheart. I haven't seen my sister from another mister in a long time. I guess not. Kenny.
Yes.
Focus.
I am out here. I'm here, people.
And what you laughing at? BVD. Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
I got bedhead. I didn't brush my hair today.
That scares me when it says BVD. Just so you know, Vox man. Just so you know, when it says BVDs, I'm thinking of.
there she is.
She's smiling, nodding her head. Can you hear us?
Hey, Boxman D.
I don't think she can hear anything.
I don't think so. Tough to focus on 3 screens. You should try to when we get all 10 of them going. That's what James says. It's hard to focus on 3 screens.
Can you hear me now, Dee?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. She's rolling.
Yeah.
She's rolling.
Her internet's not going to hold up. It don't really look.
Nope. If she
Poor
pops
thing.
back on, I'll bring her back up. I like this picture better. What is that? You're getting the shaggy look, bro. What's up?
I haven't even shaved yet.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I know how to shave.
Hi, Boxman.
Hey, Dee.
Hey, D.
She can't hear.
Hello.
Oh,
Hey,
there
Am
she
you're
I
is.
here.
in there somewhere?
You're there.
You know what? I'm pixelizing. I'm spinning. I guess I can't do it. I tried. My internet's not been very good the last week.
You're
So,
coming in
sorry.
loud and clear.
I can't even see me in there.
That's all right. We can see you.
So here,
As long as you can hear us.
you can see me. I don't see you. Hang on, let's see. Maybe that's a problem. I
So
don't
how's the
know.
new laptop?
Oh, there it is. There we are. I'll be darned. Didn't think I was getting in there.
Well, Badge says
Hi,
hello.
everybody.
Hey.
Hey, D.
I always look terrible these days. I need a haircut.
You're always
You
beautiful.
look great. Yeah, you look great.
I guess I do hear a little bit of echo. I have to, let's see, make sure it's this us. Let me close this YouTube side completely. Maybe that'll help. There. Am I there?
Mhm.
Yep.
Kenny,
I can see you.
I must
and
be
hear you.
frozen.
You're not.
No, you're not frozen.
And she dropped.
Oh,
Okay.
poor thing.
What are you saying?
Who, me?
No, James. Trying to give me a hard time. Trying. He can't keep up. It's all right. So where all are you going, Charlie Grace?
Where am I not going? Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. You
Well,
always going
okay,
somewhere.
things changed because our village meetup was supposed to happen in a couple weeks in March, and they canceled that. So I was supposed to start in Alabama and Florida in March, and then work my way around Louisiana and come up. I other things done. It's just all changed. So really, my March and April is up in the air. But May is when I start going up north. Indiana, was it Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Wisconsin. I'll start going that way at the end of May, beginning of June. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You can tell somebody who's from that area, Wisconsin,
Wisconsin,
Minnesota.
Minnesota. So I got to go to Chicago. I got some things going on in Chicago, so I got to get up that way. Go to some of my old stomping grounds. I've got a few clients I got to go meet and do a couple.
We're at
gigs.
Chicago.
Well, I used to live in Evanston. I used to live right in Chicago, right on Michigan Avenue, and then in Evanston.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I love it. I'm there for the food. I'm just there for the food.
Yeah. Give me a hot dog, a Chicago-style dog, right there.
Go to Portillo's. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And then when you're there, you got to have a Chicago pizza because
Got to go to Giordano's. Oh man, get you a pie.
Yes. Get you a pie, a big pie.
A big pie.
You eat one of those slices, and you're like, oh, and I got a large.
Fantastic.
I can eat for a week.
Yep. Breakfast, lunch, dinner next week. You're good. Yeah. So we'll have fun. I'm gonna do that. Rosie's got a couple things she's got to go to, so that'll be in Michigan, which is nice. But I'm trying to actually meet up with people as I go because I really just enjoy visiting with people. It'd be really nice. I'm gonna go see the ladies from Two Hip Chicks in Michigan. That'll be nice. Gonna go see them, and got a few other YouTubers I'm gonna see in Indiana. Oh no, your puppy or her kitty cat's not doing well.
Kitty cats, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Gina.
I don't know because that's a whole discussion in itself.
Oh man.
Wi-Fi, that's like batteries, depending on what part of the country you're from. I use the FMCA MiFi system that they have, and it's $50 a month, unlimited, and I have no problems with it. I know Jerry and Sherry use the same thing, but their device failed, and they gave them a new device, and it's not working as well. So,
do they throttle you though at a certain usage?
They don't throttle me at all.
Okay.
I could do a 24-hour live stream and not use up my data, and they keep going. I just like, okay.
Okay.
And the price is good too. They'll accept it just about anything now, as far as a camper wise.
Hope everything goes well with your fur baby van life with Gina.
I'm sorry.
And Bad says that he uses his cell phone down in Canada. And Wi-Fi up there spelled backwards is IFIW.
Rub it in.
I just give him a hard time.
There's a new have you heard of the fine print? He's a gaming van lifer, and he's a nomad-ish, and so he has to find really high-speed internet to game, not just like stream, but I mean like really, really game. And he just tried out a new router that works on cell service as well. It's like a new nomad internet something, I forget.
I've heard some people really like it and some people don't. It's all in where you're at and what you're doing it with. In the park that I'm in right now at Whistle Stop, I've got my little antenna that I've got facing the window, but there is literally a cell tower right there.
Yeah.
So I am probably getting the best internet that I've ever had anywhere. But if I use the park Wi-Fi, oh yeah. But for an extra $60 a month, I can have them run a wire off of the thing and over to I'm like, no, I'm not going to go through all that. I got a friend of mine that I saw that I was in the military with. He's going to come see me before I take off and wants to make sure that I'm going to be around tomorrow. Just sending a reply saying yes. Don't forget the snack. Well, Dee, when you came up, you were fine. You just couldn't see us. The audio was coming through great. Your signal was great. And then you just shut it off. So I don't know how that works. I've heard good things about the Starlink, and I've heard bad things about it. You can't relocate. You can't change your location like we need to for what we're doing. And I realize that's a bug that they're going to work out. But I also heard that they filed for bankruptcy and somebody else bought them out. So I don't know what that is. I think it's my bandwidth. Well,
All right, guys. I'm gonna turn to pumpkin.
yeah, and I've been up here for 2 hours, and I think it's time to call it an end.
Okay. Well, you got.
And we know Kenneth can only handle to be on 5 live streams at a time, so we got to back his off just a little bit.
I was gonna say, you want to go raid? You got 2 choices. You got Griswold Family Vacay, and you got Arving with G.
That's true.
Whichever one you want to.
Tell G I'll be over.
Oh.
Just let him know there's a 3 tails raid.
That's right. 3 tails.
Yeah, not 6. I can't handle
3.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Make sure you tell Lucy I love her and give her a big nod in the head. Not really, but you know what I mean. Kenny does the late show. Is that what they're saying?
I usually go right after Ron Darrell Adventures.
So if I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning, you'll still be talking? Or are you going to be watching 4 other lives?
More than likely.
Oh, and it's also said that you're known to fall asleep during them too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I ever seen Kenny. He was snoozing off to the side of his chair.
Bless his heart.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping. Okay, guys, I have to go. My back's getting sore sitting on this bed. I suppose I'll have to go say hi to G real quick. But I'm getting sore on this bed.
I'll be over there I won't be up on the panel because I've got to get over to I'm supposed to be over there with Griswold Family Vacay because he's one of my partner channels and he usually wants my help over there.
Well, then
he's been on for about an hour now. Well, he's gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna fly, guys.
We're gonna call it a night. And thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for coming up on the panel. I appreciate y'all. Someday.
There's the link for Arving with G.
There you go.
Okay.
Everybody have a good night. We'll see you next time. And until then, live simple, live free, and enjoy the ride.
Thanks for having me, Aaron.
Bye, Aaron.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Yay. End broadcast.